First podcast, we had a little technical difficulty, and we were gonna have two mics, but it didn't turn out the way we expected. So now we're gonna have one mic and share it, right, babe? So we were trying to figure out a name for this podcast, and we started with La Charla, and then I googled it, and I noticed a lot of people had La Charla. So what's up, little scruffy? Kiko will be the guest of honor here today too. What do you have to say, bro? He said no comment. So, yeah, he's looking real scruffy. He actually needs to go to the groomers here soon. Pero, so we were thinking about La Charla, and then we quedamos en Charlemos. I don't know. Give us a better name. What do you think?
I don't know. No sé si vamos a hablar en español, vamos a hablar en inglés, vamos a hablar Spanglish. So, esto es algo nuevo que literalmente ha estado, no sé si en nuestro corazón o en mi corazón o en tu corazón también, pero la cosa de que está, el año pasado Jairo me dijo, let's do a podcast, and I was like, no sé, and then este año le dije, let's do a podcast. And he said, pero yo te pregunté la del año pasado y tú me dijiste que no. I was like, well, no estaba lista. I'm ready now. So, como si le entró celos porque yo voy a empezar un podcast con unas compañeras mías. Y él lo vio así como, oh, you're doing a podcast now? I was like, well, I told you, yo te dije hace tiempo que ya estaba lista. So, como si le dio celos, entonces ahora sí quiere él hacer un podcast conmigo. Pero esto nació simplemente porque queremos hablar con ustedes, queremos charlar. Sí, nos hemos unido al grupo de podcasters. Ahora todo el mundo quiere hacer podcasts, pero I guess que estamos tratando de sobrevivir en este mundo tan caro, ¿verdad? Y estamos tratando de hacer algo diferente. Sabemos que hay muchas personas allá afuera haciendo podcasts, pero queremos hacer esto algo, like just chill and hablar. No va a ser algo que tenemos un script, sino que simplemente va a salir lo que salga y a ver cómo nos va. Pero vamos a hablar temas de matrimonio, de padres, de perros, de lo que salga. Ustedes pueden dejarnos saber qué quieren que nosotros hablemos. Pero estamos muy emocionados. Hoy vamos a hablar este primer podcast. Este primer podcast va a ser simplemente de que a los que no nos conocen, a los que nos están viendo por primera vez y nos están conociendo, vamos a hablarles un poco de nuestra historia, cómo nosotros crecimos, de dónde somos y cómo nos conocimos. Y como pueden ver, estamos aquí en nuestra casa. Eso va a ser así siempre. Nos van a estar viendo en lo más real que podamos hacer, ¿verdad? Entonces, Jairo no quería que saliera Kiko porque Kiko anda un poco despeinado, pero yo creo que comparado a ti, él anda bien, anda bien vestido, ¿verdad? Pero bueno, babe, ¿qué quieres decir?
Ya viste cómo nos discriminan. You see how discrimination. So guys, this will be uploaded to YouTube, and if you're watching us on Facebook. Oh, check the Facebook. Maybe the Facebook's not. So she's going to go check the Facebook. Probably there's no audio. But it's funny porque ella habla más español y es más fluent in Spanish, pero yo soy más americano. I like speaking English. And you'll be like, pero tienes cara de tamal. Yes, eso sí lo sé. Sé que tengo cara de tamal. I was born in Guatemala. Pero después emigramos a Canadá. We went to Canada. Actually became a Canadian citizen. Soy ciudadano de Canadá también. And también ciudadano de Estados Unidos. We're also American citizen, right? So we... are American citizen. So yeah, we're coming back on Facebook. So Facebook, we'll see you back later. But YouTube, you're still here. We're going to have to edit it all because just our intro has been long already. So our kids are at school, and we just have our third kid here right now. This guy. He actually sometimes is more demanding. A veces demanda más Kiko que nuestros propios hijos que son jóvenes. Y vamos a hablar de hijos y también de matrimonios el día de hoy. Pero yo siempre cuento la historia de cómo me conocí con Jamie. I want her to tell the story. Yo quiero que ella cuente la historia hoy. Los jóvenes de la iglesia are always like, esa ya me la sé, ya la he escuchado. Freaking annoying. But so she's going to tell it today because my voice is a little jacked up. Allergies.
¿Tú qué? ¿Tú ya dijiste de dónde eres? ¿De Guate? ¿Pero sos más gringo?
Yeah, something like that.
So ahorita empezamos el Facebook Live. No sé si nos escuchan. Espero que nos escuchen. David, ¡feliz cumpleaños, David! Hoy es tu cumpleaños. What?
Sapo,
Dice que no se escucha muy bien. I don't know if you want to figure it out or just leave it like that.
Ahora está muy lejos, so
Uh,
we're gonna have to scream into Facebook.
bueno, después, we'll fix it. Ahorita, esto solo es una prueba para ver qué es lo que necesitamos, pero les prometemos que lo vamos a hacer mejor. Pero sí, yo soy de Guatemala, soy chapina, represento a mis chapines con mucho orgullo. Pero bueno, ahora ¿verdad? Vine a los 15 años a Estados Unidos y da risa porque me siento como la India María, que ni de aquí ni de allá. No me sale muy bien el inglés y a veces el español se me traba la lengua, se me olvidan las palabras y no sé qué decir, ¿verdad? Pero vine aquí a los 15 años y aquí he estado desde entonces. El Señor aquí me ha mantenido. Y sí, pues, ¿cómo nos conocimos? Nos conocimos en un culto donde el pastor Sergio Enríquez llegó a nuestra iglesia y yo estaba cantando y mi pastor, que en ese tiempo era mi tío, si no estoy equivocada, invitó a la iglesia a tu pastor. ¿Era con Pastor Néstor? No era. ¿Was it Pastor Néstor already? Were you with Pastor Néstor? Anyways, entonces él llegó y yo estaba cantando y obvio, se vio entrar toda la línea de jóvenes, ¿va? Él dice que él me vio y se quedó así como, oh, wow. No, perdón. Dice que me miraba pura señora porque era Maryland, era winter, tenía botas aquí hasta arriba, tenía una falda negra larga y creo que tenía un saco también y él pensó que ya era más grande, pero estaba en winter, estaba frío, so me tenía que cubrir, pero así así nos vimos por primera vez y lo que él hizo fue a hablarle a mi mamá cuando terminó el culto, le fue a hablar a mi mamá y le ayudó con llevar unas ollas al carro y yo estaba ya afuera llevando cosas, y cuando él llega me dice, oh, hola, soy Jairo, ¿cómo estás? Mucho gusto de conocerte. No intercambiamos números de teléfono en ese momento. Y así se quedó, ok, un gusto conocerte y adiós. Al día siguiente, el pastor Sergio Enríquez iba a estar en otra iglesia y mis papás querían ir. Entonces nos fuimos. Para hacérselos corto, cuando salimos del culto, Jairo venía y yo lo vi otra vez and I was like, oh, hi. And él, oh, hi, ¿qué onda, verdad? Entonces ahí fue donde intercambiamos números de teléfonos. Al día siguiente Jairo ya me estaba llamando, desesperado, no sé por qué. No sé. Anyways, molestándolo nomás. Pero me llamó al día siguiente y empezamos a hablar. Eso es al día siguiente, otra vez me volvió a hablar y me llamó por una semana corrida. Y después quedamos de que yo le iba a llamar de regreso. No le llamé de regreso porque no tenía su número de teléfono. Entonces no tenía su número de teléfono y así quedó. Él no me llamó de regreso. Yo no le llamé de regreso. Y después yo me terminé moviendo de casa. Ustedes se terminaron moviendo de casa. Creo que nosotros vivíamos en Queens Orchard. Tú también, ¿no? Vivíamos por ahí cerca. Anyways, y entonces sí nos dejamos de hablar casi como por un año, ¿no? No nos vimos por un año. Y ya después nos volvimos a encontrar porque su hermano fue a mi high school. Yo estaba en la high school. Y él me dijo, hey, yo oí que decían ahí todas las niñas, ¿va? Que, oh my gosh, él tiene, hay un grupo de hermanos que hacen carreras, tienen carros y todos así low and boo, I was like, it sounds like Jairo y sus hermanos. Oh, okay. So,
That's super ghetto.
this is so ghetto.
We need 2 months. It's our first podcast. Have a little mercy.
Oh my gosh. This is really bad. Anyways, oh my gosh, this is the worst. Whatever, ¿qué importa? Anyways, la cosa que ustedes nos oigan. Sí, díganos si se oye bien, por favor. Anyways, por favor no pregunten si entran a medio podcast, no pregunten por qué estamos usando 2 micrófonos. Pero anyways, terminamos, ¿verdad? Que, entonces su hermano dijo, y dije, ese suena como Jairo y sus hermanos. Entonces yo le pregunté al muchacho, que era Alexei, digo, hey, listen, ¿tú tienes un hermano que se llama Jairo? Y he's like, oh yeah, bro, yeah, dude, I have a brother, his name is Jairo, whatever. No sé, ¿puedo tener su número de teléfono? Y bueno, cuando llegué de la escuela de la high school, llamé a Jairo y no sé quién me contestó. Creo que fue tu mamá que me contestó y pregunté por Jairo. Después me pasaron a Jairo and Jairo was like, oh, le digo yo, no sé si te recuerdas de mí, pero soy Jamie. Y me dice, oh, yeah, todavía estaba esperando tu llamada. Whatever. Y así quedó y salimos. Y cuando salimos por nuestra primera date, our first date, fue un relajo esa date. fuimos a Taco, ¿qué? Baja Fresh. En Maryland antes, no sé si todavía existe Baja Fresh en Maryland, pero fuimos a Baja Fresh, estábamos comiendo tacos. Y mientras estábamos sirviéndonos, ¿verdad? Jairo agarró un limón y le echó limón a su taco, pero a la misma vez me echó limón a mí y me cayó en el ojo. And I was like, ah! And he was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. I was like, yeah, it's okay, it's fine. Pero cayó, limón, it was un desastre. Y después nos fuimos a la casa, ¿verdad? Nos fuimos a la casa y me dice, hey, can I use your bathroom? Le digo, ok, sí, está bien, no hay problema. Entró al baño y cuando miro que él está saliendo del baño sale todo asustado y me dice, creo que tapé tu baño. Y le digo yo, ¿echaste el papel en el inodoro? Me dice, yes, was I not supposed to? Y le digo yo, se me olvidó decirte que no echaras el papel en el inodoro. Lo más chistoso de esto es de que todos los que nos conocen ya se saben esta historia de, pies a cabeza, ya se la saben porque la hemos contado un montón de veces, pero es que es chistosísima. Entonces en Maryland, todos los que saben en Maryland tienen sótanos. Entonces mis papás vivían en el sótano, mi hermano con su familia vivía arriba y yo también vivía arriba. Entonces cuando él salió me dice, tapé el baño. En ese mismo momento viene subiendo mi mamá de arriba y me dice, mija, ¿qué están haciendo? Mi ropa se está mojando, echaron papel en el inodoro. Y yo me quedé así como, oh my gosh. El baño de arriba estaba literalmente debajo del closet de mis papás. Toda la ropa de mi mamá se estaba mojando, de mi papá también se estaba mojando. Y le digo, y en ese instante también, cuando mi mamá estaba en toda esa revolú ahí, entra mi hermano, que es la primera vez que conoce a Jairo. Es la primera vez que conoce a Jairo. Y cuando mi mamá me dice, ¿verdad qué pasó? Le digo, Mom, I'm sorry, se me olvidó. Eché el papel en el inodoro, I'm sorry, fue mi culpa. Obviamente había sido la culpa de Jairo, pero yo me eché la culpa a mí. Y de risa que en este momento mi hermano solo mira a Jairo como like, yeah, right, I know it was you, dude. Yo sé que mi hermano supo que eras tú. Y dice Jairo que en ese momento él supo que se iba a casar conmigo porque como una buena hija de Dios, yo estaba tapando el pecado, ¿verdad? Estaba tapando la mentira o lo que hizo, el error que hizo Jairo. Y dije yo, ¿verdad? Que fue mi culpa y Jairo le encantó que yo me eché la culpa. Pero después dicen muchos jóvenes ahora, ¿va? Dicen, oye, pastor, qué pura lata que usted se echó la culpa y no dijo, hey, que dejó que la pastora se echara la culpa y no dijo usted nada. ¿Qué tienes al referente de eso, Jairo? ¿Qué quieres decir al referente de ese problema ahí que pasó? ¿Te sientes bien de que yo me vaya a echar la culpa? Por favor, usa los dos micrófonos.
¿Cuál micrófono uso? I'm just going to talk like this the whole time. I'm like a rapper. No, está bien. Yeah, es bien chistoso because miramos de que cuando, siempre uso esa historia, like redemption story, de que ella tomó la culpa por mí. Y como pastor siempre digo, Cristo tomó la culpa por nosotros. So it's one of those things. But we have two setups right now. We have YouTube on one side and Facebook on the other. Y a veces nos escuchas. We're very vocal people. Se puede oír los dos. So leave us in the comments there and we'll be checking the comments in Facebook para ver si se escucha o no. So it's very low, so we'll see. We'll see. But anyways, we're testing out this sound today, and this is the setup that we're going to have for the podcast. You could see that it's just two people, and then after I promise you, I will have another mic next time, so that way you can hear the back and forth and stuff. So, but ya es la historia de cómo nos conocimos. That's how we met. We met in Maryland, and now we're just here. We want to do a real podcast, just kind of something authentic, genuine, donde podemos venir a hablarles a ustedes and give you guys some tips, maybe even just talk about life, So this is the first of many. If you're joining us right now for the first time, so she's doing a podcast with a lady from Pakistan, but she lives here in the States, and then also a Caucasian woman. And we're going to go take pictures of them today to get their podcast ready. But she's saying I'm jealous, but I've been wanting to do a podcast forever. And she's been telling me too, like, it's one of those things that women, they're like, when the husband says, do you want to do this? They say no, and you think they're going to say yes. But in this case, she did say no at the beginning, like nah. And then after like a year later, she's like comes with all this brilliant idea, like, oh, I want to do a podcast. So now here we are, basically doing a little podcast. She's ready now. So women, sometimes you just gotta wait for them to be ready. Patiently wait till they're ready. So they saying there's no audio. Okay. All right, we'll come back Facebook if you guys can hear us.
YouTube, you have it on YouTube?
Yeah, I'm going to have it on YouTube. So YouTube is going to be on there, and then you're going to be able to see it live on YouTube. But we might come back a little bit live on Facebook, and you might hear us. She said, I go like this. Double mic. It's extremely ghetto right now. Write in the comments if you want us to keep it. I'm kind of talking into Facebook because like our wireless mic on YouTube is really loud. So,
let me see what they say.
But we've stood up like 3-4 times. I don't know if that's good. We've walked off the show like 4 times already. And it's our first podcast. Even the dog left. Even the dog's like, you guys suck. We're out of here. Like, step up your game. I'm going to go eat. And when I come back, you guys can take your little podcast and have fun while you're having fun with no kids. But matrimonio. Let's talk about matrimonio. It's actually a lot of fun when you're not with your kids. That's probably the most selfish thing I'm going to say all day. But our first cruise, we took a Royal Caribbean cruise without the kids. Now, we're not because we're selfish parents. Let me explain, like Kevin Hart says, let me explain. So her job gave her a free cruise on Royal Caribbean for being with that company for 7 years? Mm-hmm. They treat her well. They give her shoes. They pay her cell phone, give her bonuses. They buy her food every day. So I'm like, lunch. They buy her lunch every day. So I'm like, if you don't want it, give me the Wingstop and I'll meet you at 1 o'clock at your job. So they treat her really good. They treat her really good at Smiles You. Smiles You. Smiles You. So if your kid got jacked up teeth here in Bastrop, go to Smiles You. Yeah, my wife works there. So what were we talking about? Oh, so the cruise. So they gave her the cruise for free, but COVID happened, and our kids grew up, and it was no longer free for our kids to go, right?
What happened? You were really excited to go.
Yeah, go tell them, sorry. Tell them
You were really, but you were really excited to go.
I was super excited.
Haida was like,
I researched 20 hours of research.
yeah, él todo era Royal Caribbean on YouTube. He was researching really good, and sabía él que íbamos a hacer, and we're gonna go early, and then that way we can enjoy the cruise, the ship. Él ya lo tenía, and then de repente. And he was bragging about it. Él andaba contándole a todo el mundo que iba a ir a las Bahamas, y él andaba diciéndole a todo el mundo, ¿verdad? And I was like, stop bragging about it. Pero él lo andaba contando hasta en las prédicas. Decía, nos vamos a la iglesia. Le decía a todo el mundo, right? Y de repente vino COVID. La misma cara que tiene ahorita. ¿Qué puso? It was literally como si, le apagaron sus sueños. Entonces vino COVID y ya no podíamos ir en a cruise. And yeah. Y después, obviamente, pues se reanunció todo, ¿verdad? Volvió a empezar todo. Y I was like, hey, listen, we can go on a cruise again. We can still get it. He said, for reals? And I was like, yeah. Pero, ahora los niños, they can't go for free, so we have to pay for them, porque ya no es gratis. Ahora, ¿qué quieres hacer? And he was like, screw it, let's do it by ourselves. I was like, are you sure? Y como una mamá, it's like, ay, mis hijas, like, se van a perder esta experiencia. No sé, cahueta. It's just, you want to have them para que experimenten lo que tú estás experimentando. But anyway, so I was like, okay, let's go. Yeah, it was really good. It was a lot of fun. It was really fun. We enjoyed it. We will go to the room. Cuando nosotros queríamos ir al room, nos dormíamos. We will take a nap. And then we'll go back at it again. And
what do you mean? You mean back at it? Explain back at it. Oof, there's kids watching.
I don't think it happened. I don't think a lot of that happened in the cruise.
I'm lying. Baby number 3.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, y nos íbamos afuera a seguir enjoying el crucero. Pero estuvo bien bonito. Fuimos a Haití, fuimos a Jamaica, fuimos a la isla privada de Royal Caribbean, which I think just going to la isla privada de Royal Caribbean was, like awesome. Porque nos fuimos a un lugar en la orilla hasta en la mera punta de la isla y no había absolutamente nadie. Llegamos ahí a las 8:30 para ser exacta. Llegamos como a las 8:30 de la mañana y hasta como la 1 que llegó una señora hispana y dijo, disculpe, ¿aquí se paga para estar en esta isla privadita o en este lugar? Y Jairo was like, it was like, no. Hubiera dicho que sí se pagaba porque cuando dijimos que sí, cuando Jairo dijo que sí, señora se trajo a toda la familia, que eran como 4 niños y su esposo y la tía y la abuelita, y ya no era exclusivo ese lugar. It was like, man, this sucks now. But it was really pretty. We were there for a long time in the water. It was just wonderful. It was really good. We really enjoyed it. I really had fun. I think the best part of that one was just being by ourselves, right?
Yeah. If you're joining us now, we got 2 microphones, one for YouTube, one for Facebook. We're talking about how we went on a cruise selfishly, just me and her, and it was the first time we've ever been on a Royal Caribbean cruise. We absolutely loved it. We became cruise fans, and we're not that selfish of parents because en la segunda vuelta ya nos llevamos los niños, and it was I asked Kaylee, does she want a quinceañera? We're not, I don't know if it is typically a Mexican tradition. I want to do a quinceañera, but for other reasons that I'll discuss on another podcast, we decided to just go on a cruise. So the second time around, we took the kids on the cruise. And if you haven't done a Royal Caribbean cruise, I highly guarantee it. I can give you all the tips. Please write to me, and I'll give you all the little ins and outs, what you got to do, like even metal hooks for your room. I mean, stuff like that you would never know about cruises. Yeah, that was yours? Well, we saw it on Royal Caribbean blog. Yeah. So next time we'll have 2 mics so you can hear what she's saying. But she's saying, that's my idea. Don't take credit for it. But yeah, so it's like,
normally husbands take credit.
yeah, normally husbands, we do take credit for things that the wife actually do, you know what I mean? Or like hear from somebody else. This happens a lot too. We hear from somebody else and then we're like, oh, we come with this wonderful idea, and it was their idea too. But that's usually how it is with men too. Like we said, going back to the beginning, if you're joining us right now, I said, dije, I want to do a podcast like a year ago. She said, nah, no estaba lista. Y ahora está lista para un podcast. So we're starting this podcast, and empezamos mal con un micrófono. Empezamos mal con un micrófono. The dog who left our set because he said you guys have a ghetto rig set up here, so I don't even want to be with you guys. So Kiko abandoned us, and pray for us, y'all. No, I'm just kidding. So let's talk about a little bit about matrimonios. I was hearing a statistic the other day that a lot of marriages fail, even Christian marriages. And I think people just set up like this false expectation and reality of what marriage is. For the glory of God, we've been married 18 years. And I don't know if you noticed this, but literally, she's a patient woman. I always describe it as what that comedian has said, that I'm a work in progress. I'm under construction. You'll see the yellow tape that says caution, under construction. And she's a work of art. She's a building that's already completed. She's completed. Something to be admired. But I don't know. Leave in your comments in the comments if you're a husband that feels like you're always working on you in a relationship.
Yes.
And it's never. Thank God she doesn't have a mic. Thank God. Thank God you can find. Yes. she's called it out for. She said. Listen, I do get myself in trouble with what I say. 2 stories real quick for Facebook and YouTube. One story is we were at a wedding. I was at a wedding and I told the young kids, he's like 20 years old and 19. I said, you guys wait till you have kids because they're going to change your life. Literally. And I was just kind of joking around like, they'll ruin your life, kind of deal. And later they told me that the girl's pregnant. So I'm like, I need to start watching what I say. I'm like, Jairo, like el que mucho habla, mucho peca. You got to really be careful on that. And then if you heard it on one of my preachings, I said it the other day too. I was at a grand opening of a supermarket, and a guy slipped right in front of us. He fell on the floor, and I was talking to a lady next to her, and she was like next to me, and she says, yeah, he's just faking it. He's just trying to sue the place. And it took them 10 years to open up this supermarket, and they're already trying to cancel him on the first day. And como se llama? And I was like, yeah, de plano, if he gets rich, he's going to sue the people he's gonna get rich, and he's gonna leave his wife and kids, and he's gonna be miserable on the street. And then she told me that she's the wife. She's the wife. She's the wife. Yes, the husband was trying to sue the supermarket, and the lady is watching. She's watching and saying, that's my husband. He's just faking it. He's faking it. You know what I mean? So, but it's crazy. But then after I thought in a minute, I was like, man, I gotta really watch what I say. I'm talking to the lady's husband. I'm sorry, the guy's wife. You know what I mean? So it's. But anyways, we should watch what I say. So going back to marriages, talking about that, I wanted to talk about also how there's a lot of people that they post online that they're super happy, lovey-dovey pictures, and then you hear they're getting divorced. What do you have to comment about that?
I'm really opposed on posting things on Instagram. Yo soy más metiche. I just kind of like to watch, you know. Pero it's muy difícil hoy en día las redes sociales porque mucha gente muestra, especialmente matrimonios, you know, muestran solo la cara bonita, pero nunca muestran lo que en realidad están pasando. Y mucha gente por eso cae en depresión en estos tiempos, muchos jóvenes o even ya adultos, you know, hombres, mujeres, porque están viendo, ¿verdad? Estas personas que solo ponen cosas que, estoy aquí, o fui aquí, tengo esto y viajamos a este lugar y todo, y después la gente que obviamente, ¿verdad? Es culpa también de la gente que los sigue o que tiene los social media, es, you know, que los está siguiendo y miran, pero deberían de tener estas personas que tienen esta, ¿cómo se dice? Audiencia, pero tienen esta capacidad, de poder mostrar algo a la gente, deberían de mostrar también el lado malo. You know, yo sé que somos cristianos y como cristianos siempre tenemos, yo creo que la gente piensa que los cristianos siempre estamos alegres, you know, que somos perfectos, pero no es así. Nosotros los cristianos también tenemos nuestros defectos, ¿verdad? Tenemos nuestras caídas, digamos, ¿verdad? Tenemos problemas, ¿verdad? Es como, él dice, él es una, ¿cómo dijiste? ¿Qué dijiste?
A work in progress.
Yes. Yes. Estás en construcción, sí, estás en construcción. No has estado desde chiquito y sigues haciendo. Son mentiras. No, yo no soy perfecta tampoco. Yo tengo mis cosas también, ¿verdad? Obviamente, él piensa que yo soy perfecta, pero yo le digo, ok, yo soy perfecta. Si tú dices que yo soy perfecta, ¿verdad? Pero no, yo no soy perfecta. Yo tengo mi carácter también, right? Pero I'm a fun person. I think I can be funner than you. I think I can be funner than you. I think I'm funner than you. Sometimes you're a little bit, you know, like, well, hey, we're trying to be raw.
Huh?
We're trying to be raw.
Yeah, we're trying to be wrong, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Dice que no es una terapia, it's not a therapy session. No nos estamos ministrando aquí enfrente de todo el mundo. No, anyways, pero, you know, I think de que tenemos que ser reales con la gente, you know. Tenemos problemas, nosotros tenemos problemas como matrimonio. Llevamos 18 años casados por la gran misericordia del Señor. Has it been easy? No, it's been hard. You know, pero aquí estamos y Dios sabe que Él es el que nos ayuda todos los días a seguir adelante. Pero este podcast, ¿verdad? Eso es lo que queremos hacer, es hablar de todas las cosas que miramos como pastores. Miramos muchas cosas. Cosas que a veces, y créanme que no tenemos, I'm sure de que no hemos visto aún muchas cosas que otros pastores han visto. Oh, there he comes. He's back. Necesita atención, Kiko. Here.
Oh, that's interesting you said that. Me recuerdo las palabras de Michelle Obama. She said how he hated Obama for like 10 years, you know, because he would just come home, the kids were little, and he would just go play golf. And I think like sometimes marriages, they're not perfect, you know. There'll be seasons where you might even hate your spouse, or you might go through a season where you're detesting them, o te caen mal, o te detestan porque tal vez no están en la misma página. So, los matrimonios siempre es como, también como vamos a hablar de los hijos. Todos vamos aprendiendo y creciendo juntos, and we're learning as we grow bigger. So, 18 years, it seems like a lot, pero después a la par de tus papás que ya llevan 50 años, van a cumplir 50 años de casados, 50 years of being married. My mom too, like she's been with my dad forever, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure, like, como le dijeron a some lady, I think it was like Billy Graham's wife or something, like, have you ever thought about divorcing him? And she said, never. Killing him, yes, but divorcing him, no. Le dijeron como alguien, like, si te pensás alguna vez divorciarte de él, and he's like, no, matarlo sí, pero divorciarme de él nunca. But te digo algo, to tell you something, it's like, marriage is one of those things that you constantly got to be working on. You got to celebrate each other's flaws. We also have a lot of flaws that maybe not celebrate, but we have to kind of adjust and work each person individually to kind of love somebody else, even with their faults. And I'm going to go back to what I've said many times online, that if you break the marriage principles, your end result will be bad. Si quebras los principios matrimoniales, tus resultados finales van a estar mal. And it's little simple things like tener transparencia, everything on social media, everything you watch, everything you see on your phone, everything. También transparencia on la clave, like if your spouse is hiding, you know, the password from you, obviously there's something there, you know what I mean? So you got to do a little bit more digging. Another thing too is like, you know, living alone at the beginning. Let's talk about this. Marriages nowadays, anybody makes from, en una pareja, 50 to 100 grand a year, hacen como 50,000 a 100,000 al año, and it's not enough anymore. It's still not enough with the bills, with taxes, with everything, with, you know, just food. You go to the supermarket and it's $250 and you look in your card and you barely have anything in there. So we're living in times of inflation, and then that puts a lot of stress on the marriage financially. But personally, what's worked for us, and I know a lot of people don't like this, because especially if you marry into somebody that has money, they want to sign prenups. Hey, it's mi dinero, your money. Your money's your money, and my money is my money. We personally don't believe that. We do it all together. So if she's broke, I'm broke. If she's prosperous, I'm prosperous. And as a family, we're prosperous. You know what I mean? We've also raised it to our kids. Will never know if we're overdrafting our account. They'll never know, you know, because we declare prosperity when we are overdrafting our account. You know what I mean? So, but you go ahead and comment there.
No,
but yeah, when they're older, they're annoying. They want something, and you're like, dude, just chill. Like, no is no. Well, we'll go into kids right now with so many parents. They're just like, they tell their kids, like, we don't got money right now. Don't say that. Don't tell the kid you don't got money, because you're declaring a spirit of poverty in that child. It's better just to say no. Like, hey, no is no. Yes is yes. No is no. I'm not going to buy it right now. I have my reasons. You'll understand me when you're older. And of course, as parents, we come to realize many things our parents, you know, that they sacrifice for us, but they also, our parents sometimes didn't have the resources to bless us, right? So, and then there's times that the Lord has blessed us, and we got to reuse that to bless other people. So, but do you want to comment anything on lastly on marriage before we move on to the topic of kids and teenagers and stuff?
Keep them even. Okay, I'll keep them even. ¿Cómo se dice? ¿De qué estabas hablando? Sí, del matrimonio, ¿verdad? Sí, yo creo que es algo que es muy difícil. Algo que escuché de alguien decir, de un I think it was a pastor that had said it, de que cuando una persona se casa, que no piensen que ya es la meta final. Like, oh, I got her, she's married to me now, I'm done, you know? I'm sorry, I have a needy boy here that's calling for my attention. He's really needy and he's a boy. He siempre quiere atención y es un boy. Yo pensé que las mujeres eran así. Oh, so esta es la pregunta de Jairo. ¿Ustedes dejan que sus perros se suban en sus sillones o se suban en las camas? Díganos si sí o no, porque él quiere saber si esto es un sí o esto es un no. Definitivamente no se puede dejar que el perro se suba al sillón o a la cama, pero yo creo que eso es algo que, I mean, it's really hard not to do, you know? I mean, si tú entrenas bien a tu perro, you know, it's que bien por ti, kudos on you, like, good job, pero when you have a busy home, like, who cares? Like, I don't have time for. I already have 3 kids. I can't with another kid, you know. But anyways. Yeah, Kaylee, Benji, Jairo, and then Kiko. Oh, sorry. I gotta keep it even. This is really hard right now. Wow. I know you should have. No, that's even ghetto. Anyways, entonces él dijo, ¿verdad? Que no es la meta final. So, yo creo que cuando tú te casas es simplemente el inicio de algo que tú tienes que mantener para toda la vida. Es algo que es funny porque estaba viendo Friends yesterday. Estoy en el episodio. I love Friends. A mí me encanta Friends. Yo puedo ver Friends 1000 de veces y me vuelvo a reír del mismo chiste. Yo termino la serie y lo puedo volver a ver otra vez desde el principio, which I will probably do cuando termine la serie ahorita. Pero, you know, like Monica was saying to Chandler, we just had one fight and you already want to, you know, like, te quieres separar, you want to end this, you know, it's like, it was just a fight, you know, like, you just, you know, you work it together and then you keep going again. And Chandler was like, oh, I didn't know that, like, and then Monica was like, yeah, welcome to adulthood, you know, like, son cosas que simplemente tenemos que lidiar y poder tratar de platicarlas y poder tratar de hablar como personas, aunque a veces es difícil, pero hablar como personas, you know, y simplemente seguir adelante. Como decía este pastor, you know, el matrimonio simplemente es el principio de una carrera que uno va a seguir adelante para toda la vida. No es simplemente que ya terminé, you know, like, no, you gotta work every day. Yo no sé entonces por qué, like, los jóvenes tienen la necesidad, like, if you're ready to get married, good, great. But you gotta understand that it's a full-time job. Being married, it's a great thing, you know. I'm not saying nothing bad, you know, like, being married, it's awesome. Like, we can do whatever we want. I mean, you know. Yeah. Pero, like, you know, it's awesome. It's really nice. But it's something that los jóvenes tienen que entender. It's a full-time job that we have to, todos los días tenemos que tratar de ser buenas personas, tratarnos con respeto, tratarnos con amor, tener mucha paciencia. It goes both ways. Like, you know, él y yo, los dos, tenemos mucha paciencia. Él conmigo, yo con él. Kiko también tiene paciencia con nosotros, so it goes everywhere. But yeah, what else do you want? You look surprised. Why do you look surprised?
Hear the reactions later when we have two mics and yeah, you can only hear one side right now, pero yeah, going back, just principles. I always like to talk about principles. I'm a principles man. En el aspecto de, also another thing about marriage would be easy, bro. What's going on? He looks scruffy. I don't know if Kiko is a miniature schnauzer or regular schnauzer. I think he's a regular schnauzer. Judging on what you see, I think he's regular, but we haven't taken him to the groomers. He needs the groomers bad. So I've been trying to do it on my own, but there's only one thing I don't want to do, which is cut his nails. I do not like cutting nails because I feel like I'm going to hurt him. And yeah, it's a really stubborn breed though. This breed is super stubborn. And I think marriages can get like that too. Can get stubborn. It can.
Are you jealous of his hair?
Am I jealous of his hair? Not at all. I'm not jealous of his hair at all because I'm happy. I've been bald since I'm 22 and there's no looking back. I mean, some of the most sexiest bald men that we see have been on Fast and the Furious series. We have Tyrese, we have Vin Diesel, we have Jairo Morales, we have, you know, The Rock. You know, it's just, yeah, sexy. You know, so Benji, my son, Benji is really worried about losing his hair. So y'all pray for Benji when you see him. Oren por Benji because it came in real thick at the beginning, and I think it just disappears. You know, se fue en un prerapto mi pelo. But yeah, so that's one thing.
You know que Benji se peina, and it's funny though because he's really scared. It's funny because one day we were coming from school and he downloaded an app where he can see how he'll be with both hair. It was the most hilarious thing. It was hilarious, babe. Se miraba igualito a ti. And it was too funny porque hasta se puso like la barba or whatever. We were cracking up. We were like, oh my gosh, baby, you look just like your dad. Y después se puso pelo también. He looked so weird. It was just hilarious. Pero, you know, pobrecito, I'm like, Benji, you most likely will lose your hair. You know, like I'm not trying to, you know, put you down, pero genetically lo vas a perder. I mean, tu papá, toda la familia, tu papá es pelón. Tito, mi papá también es pelón. Mi hermano también es pelón. Sorry, dude, you have no hope. And it's funny porque se peina, en la mañana se peina y a veces encuentro pelos de él en el sink. I don't think he knows this, but I don't want to tell him because he's just gonna get more scared. And it's just hilarious. Pobrecito. I feel bad for him. But I mean, he's gonna be a sexy kid with no hair. I think you're really sexy without hair. But it's funny because you don't understand what having hair is. Un día estábamos en la iglesia. I have curly hair. I mean, para las que tienen pelo colocho, las que tienen rizos, las que tienen, no sé cómo le dicen en su país, chino, ya, pero nosotros los guatemaltecos le decimos pelo colocho. El tener pelo colocho no es fácil. Se mantiene mucho, pero it's funny porque me dijiste, ¿por qué no te arreglas el pelo? Lo tienes muy parado. I was like, dude, this is hair. Thank you. Like, tengo pelo colocho. You don't have any hair. Like, you have no derecho para opinar. I was like, really, dude?
Yeah, it's funny with kids. Like, so Benji, if you actually know receta to not go bald, please leave it in the comments. So we got a couple questions going on here. First one is, do you allow your dogs on the furniture? And then he realized, like, no, it's not okay to go on furniture. And then after other seasons, we kind of spoiled him. But Schnauzers are that's our third kid right there. And he's, like, very demanding. And he's very, like, bipolar because in the house, in la casa, real chill, obedient, and everything. And outside, he's just rebellious because we have 11 acres. So as he goes outside, like, you'll call him and he will stand there, watch you, and not come inside. So Kiko has, like, alter ego. But going back to Benji losing his hair, I lost it at 22. So if he's 13 now, can somebody do the math? How much time he has with his hair? Because usually like 22 is hereditary. 10 years, but I mean, he's still got a good ride. I mean, he's got a good ride 10 years. Hopefully he won't lose it. So if you have a receta para que no se le caiga el pelo a Benji, please leave it in the comments. I mean, it might work. I remember like in Canada, they would say like you mix like colgate with tequila and like urine and you mix it or something. Yeah, I swear. My sister-in-law, that was her. She said, if you have like tequila and colgate, pasta de dientes, and urine was the secret ingredient, she said she'd applied it on her husband's head, and that's why my brother still has a little bit of hair. Pero terminó bald anyways. He's bald at the moment. He's bald anyways. So I guess it didn't work. So don't pee on your husband's head. This is the worst conversation. I can't reveal it. But let's just say her daughter, his daughter's watching me right now. So yeah, your dad. Yeah, ask your mom about that. Like if she tried to save your dad's hair, el pelo de tu papá, con pasta de colgate, tequila, and orines. Yes, yeah, they said it's a mixture. Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, this is the historia para otro día. We're moving on. We'll check the time. Facebook kind of logging in the time, I think we're at 40 minutes, so we'll probably do 20 minutes or more. But moving on to the kids. It's funny because Benji doesn't have social media, so we can talk about him, and he won't see this podcast. Seems like Benji's attention. There's one thing that me and my wife, we've noticed. When the kids are little, cuando están chiquitos, you can control them. And these are the years that you have to sow. So if you sow in your kids when they're little, in the teen years is when you're going to be reaping y cosechando well-behaved kids. If you let them throw temper tantrums in the supermarket when they're little, don't expect your teens to be respectful and also fearful of you. And when I say fearful, I mean not because you whoop them with a belt or a cable from TV like my dad did to me. Or la baña del machete. But we also decided like we're going to stay real quiet in our teen years because teen years is when they're really manifesting who they're becoming and they're learning and they're growing. And we fill our kids with words of affirmation. There's a doctor that talks about that, like how he works with parents with teens, and he's like, if your teen's reacting with this, these are words of affirmation you can give your parents. And I just copy and paste whenever I hear that on TikTok. That same day, I send it to Kaylee in the morning. So I'll be listening to like on the car ride home when I drop off my kids to school. And Kaylee's like knows it, right? She's a smart girl. She knows that I just copy stuff from TikTok and send it to her way. Because the other day I was like, you are an amazing friend. Your friends would be proud to have a good friend like you. That's an affirmation. So si tienes jóvenes, use it. Another one is, I'm proud of the young woman or young man that you're becoming. These are great words. I mean, these are amazing words. They're really good words. So you have to use them because these freaking kids nowadays, like, man, these kids nowadays, it's like sweaters and 100-degree weathers. Like, ¿quién nos entiende? Who understand these kids?
But
You know what I mean? So
school, it's cold.
school is what? It's cold in school. Yeah, it's cold.
Like in my office, it's
Yeah.
really cold. So I'm wearing a sweater.
Yeah, you work at a dentist's office, so it's going to be anything medical is always cold. Well, the restaurants were cold too. We came from First Watch today, and it was freezing in there. So, but the coffee was warmed us up. Coffee is a must. But anyways, so going back to the point, the words of affirmations. What's another word of affirmation? Leave it in the comments that you could use for your teens. And then I feel like after los que ya tengan 18 ya se casan, ahí es cuando voy a empezar a predicar más de los jóvenes. Because I'm like, you never know, your kids will be one in front of you, and then there's something behind your back. Atrás de tus espaldas son otra cosa. So, es el mismo concepto con los perros. Los perros, somebody comes to your house and you're like, oh, mi perro no muerde, my dog doesn't bite. And all of a sudden you don't turn around and like the little kid pulls the dog's ear and the dog's like, bites them. And you're like, dude, I had no idea you had that personality. Pero los jóvenes y los hijos así son. They can act one way in school and act a different at home. And then after also act a different way even at church or any social place that they move. Or I've always said it that this generation is really, really quiet when it's in person. I mean, I'll never forget when our kids met Pablo's kids, right? They're so awkward. They're like aliens. They're just like, hello. And the other one was like, hello. And my daughter kind of goes to the other girl and she moves back. I'm like, super awkward in person. But yeah, like these kids are like best friends now and they're texting each other like in nighttime. And it's just that they're talking to each other. And it's awesome. Yeah, just one of them right now. One of them. So we can actually talk about this right now. I'm going to spill a little bit of tea, right? So my son is super excited. He's 13 and he's texting and I'm like, so we check their phones at night. I don't know how you guys do it, but we check their phones at night. They charge their phones in our room. So a little pro tip for somebody that has kids. You can give them freedom, give them a phone. They may have social media. I don't know what age you feel, but leave it in the comments, en los comentarios. What age do you feel is appropriate? ¿Qué edad cree usted que está bien para darle a un niño o una niña o joven, adolescente, un teléfono? What age? Leave it in the comments. But going out, siguiendo con eso, waiting for these teens to grow up, and I'm just like, man, just don't give me any problems 3 to 4 years, you know what I mean? So anything you want to say or comment about that?
Yeah, it's really hard porque, it's, I think they gave up on Facebook. I don't know who's watching on Facebook. I think they gave up. I think they gave up on Facebook. I don't think they could hear us, but we'll put it again, right? You'll put it again? I think you should put it again. Pero yo creo que es muy difícil porque, nosotros de ninguna manera, hablamos y decimos que nuestros hijos son perfectos. We never say that. Que Dios nos guarde de decir que nuestros hijos, no decimos, oh, nuestros hijos se portan muy bien. No, because we don't know cómo ellos son cuando nosotros no estamos con ellos. So, podemos decir, nuestros hijos no nos han dado problemas ahorita. No son perfectos en ninguna manera. Ellos son jóvenes, son humanos. Nosotros no somos perfectos de ninguna manera. Si nosotros como adultos no somos perfectos, no podemos estar pidiendo que un joven en estos tiempos sean perfectos o que sean, bien dotados, que hablen bien, solo se les puede enseñar, obviamente como padres, uno les puede enseñar a sus hijos. Yo siempre les digo, cuando entren a una casa, no esperen que les digan hola, ustedes tienen que decir hola. Y a veces es como algo que repetitivo, que uno les tiene que estar recordando mucho, pues chica, digan hola, digan buenas tardes, no están en su casa, so a veces, uno tiene que tratar de poder criar, porque una cosa es criar niños buenos y otra cosa es guiar a nuestros hijos en el buen camino. Son dos cosas muy diferentes, el criar buenos adultos, buenas personas, y otra cosa es guiarlos, ¿verdad? El criarlos, y por favor enséñeles a sus hijos, se los pido de todo corazón, enséñeles a sus hijos a saludar a la gente, a decir gracias, a decir de nada, buen provecho. Sí, yes ma'am, yes sir, yes sir, yes ma'am. Una vez fuimos al cine y yo le abrí la puerta a un joven, al joven para que él saliera. Oh, great. Thank you. My hands were my hands were hurting there for a minute. So, le estaba abriendo la puerta al muchacho y el muchacho solo salió. No me dijo gracias, no dijo like, thank you. So when he he was walking out, he's like, I said, you're welcome. Yo le dije de nada. I was really mad. Like, es que esa es mi pet peeve, que no digan, que no tengan modales, like, a veces vienen los jóvenes a nuestra casa, para los discipulados, y a veces nos saludan, y les digo, vos, qué buena onda, te quiero mucho, pero saluda, ¿no? Siempre les digo así, va. Es muy importante que por favor críen a sus hijos de esa manera. No dejemos esa es una tradición muy importante para que puedan ser jóvenes respetados, ¿verdad? Que tengan buena manera de crianza, So, no, y como les digo, nosotros no somos perfectos tampoco. Literalmente, mi esposo le dice a Kaylee, a Benji, listen, de la misma manera que ustedes están creciendo y están aprendiendo, nosotros también estamos aprendiendo cómo ser buenos padres para ustedes en esa nueva etapa. Cada etapa en la vida de los muchachos, de nuestros hijos, cada etapa uno va aprendiendo con ellos, a saber cómo tratarlos, saber cómo lidiar con ellos, saber cómo hablar, literalmente, ¿verdad? Así como ellos están aprendiendo, nosotros como padres estamos aprendiendo. Y es un buen consejo decirles, listen, así como tú estás aprendiendo, yo también estoy aprendiendo contigo. So, por favor, no pienses que yo soy un padre, una madre perfecta. Ayúdame también y compréndeme que yo también voy a cometer errores y todos juntos estamos creciendo. Es algo que tú le puedes decir a tu hijo si estás batallando con tus hijos. Te podemos decir que no somos los padres perfectos y cada quien cría a sus hijos como quiere, ¿verdad? Nos estamos diciendo, hey, listen, this is the right way. No, por favor, no vayan a empezar a juzgar. Pero simplemente estamos dando consejos que ha funcionado para nosotros ahorita, ¿verdad? Y si no funciona algo, nosotros les dejamos saber y les dejamos saber si le tuvimos que pegar a Kaylee o a Benji.
For real, right? I mean, we're all kind of learning and growing. Hay que pedirle sabiduría a Dios. You got to ask a lot of wisdom to God because we, as a family, we're growing together. We're growing as a matrimonio. We're growing as parents. They're growing as kids. You know what I mean? And we're growing as a family unit. Even Kiko's growing up. And he's got a little mohawk there, so that's what she's playing with right now. But we're gonna finish off this podcast. We're gonna upload this to YouTube and maybe edit it. About an hour, and that's pretty much where we're at right now. We're at about an hour, so I'm just gonna tell you if you can like it, comment, and then also please share this with your friends. So if you saw this whole podcast, sorry about the audio if it's been kind of bad. Since we had two mics and we're working with two mics, Facebook and YouTube. So we're working that out in those kinks. So, but I think this was a great podcast to start off. We're just relaxing. We're chilling. Yeah, it was very spontaneous. Very spontaneous. Soy muy espontáneo. A mí me gusta hacer las cosas out of nowhere. So that's me. That's just the way I operate. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us today. We really appreciate you guys. I think we pretty much talked a little bit about marriage. We talked a little bit about kids, and then after we really appreciate you guys and leave in the comments a couple things. First, what you think we should name this? If te cae mal, if we're doing bilingual, Spanish, Spanglish, that's kind of annoying. Vos estás hablando, si te cae mal, díganos, pero you're talking Spanish, estás hablando español. Vos estás tratando de hablar más español y yo estoy hablando English. I'm speaking English, the majority of the time. Yeah, that's fine too. That's actually not a bad idea, but the thing is, it's like, if you don't speak Spanish, then you're like, let me cut off. So yeah, we'll have to put subtitles. I'm not putting in subtitles. That's too much work. Yeah, we already have enough work with the editing part. But anyways, well, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Please like, share, and then comment on this video too. And it's going on YouTube. Ahorita solo tenemos el nombre Charlemos. Yeah. Charlemos. That's the word. That's what we got so far. So if you have a better name, leave it in the comments. Help us. We'll see you later. Bye. God bless you guys.
Your iconic.
What?
Your iconic bye.
Then I'm gonna do the iconic where I put my hand over the. Yeah, let's do it together. Ready?
Because I got Kiko.
This is Kiko, get off, bro. Or we should, no, not on his belly, but I was going to say in his face, but then he'll leave the marks on the camera. So here we go. Ready? We'll see you guys later next podcast. Bye.
Bye.